All right, ladies, you ready? Here's your solution. Make sure you don't touch anything with your hands. If anything happens, call me immediately. Miss Canada?
Prince William County Public School employees come into contact with potentially hazardous chemicals on the job every day. Are you prepared to correctly identify and safely handle hazardous chemicals and materials? And what to do in case of an emergency?
The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, has made major changes to the Hazards Communication Standard to align with the globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of chemicals, or GHS. The two primary goals of this training is to introduce the newly revised Hazard Communication Standard and to provide a basic awareness training emphasizing the nature of chemicals in the workplace.
GHS provides a standardized approach, including detailed criteria for determining what hazardous effects a chemical poses, as well as standardized label elements assigned by hazard and category. Benefits of GHS include safer work environment and transport of chemicals, improved employee relations, increased compliance with OSHA HAZCOM regulations, and fewer accidents and illnesses. The new standard affects over 43 million workers who produce or handle hazardous chemicals in more than 5 million workplaces across the country. As an employee of Prince William County Public Schools, you have a right to know the hazards of chemicals you may come into contact with at your school, office, vehicle, or job site. In this presentation, we will review globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of chemicals, GHS, in three parts: chemical classification, labels, safety data sheets. Under the new GHS standard, chemicals are classified as health hazards, physical hazards, and environmental hazards. Examples of health and environmental hazards are acute toxicity, skin corrosion irritation, respiratory or skin sensitization, reproductive toxicity, and target organ systematic toxicity. Examples of physical hazards include explosives, flammability such as gases, aerosols, liquids, and solids, oxidizers, corrosives to metals, and gases under pressure. There are several new label elements to be familiar with that include pictograms, signal words, either warning or danger, hazard statements, precautionary statements, including first aid, product identification, supplier or manufacturer identification. Pictograms on labels are used to alert users of chemical hazards to which they may be exposed. There are 9 GHS pictograms: explosives, flammable, oxidizers, gases under pressure, corrosives, poison, irritants, health hazard, and environmental.
You may have seen or heard about material safety data sheets before. Under the new GHS standard, material safety data sheets are now called safety data sheets, or SDSs. Safety data sheets are a primary source for information on chemicals and their potential hazards.
Prince William County Public Schools contracts a chemical management company to maintain our chemical inventory and provide round-the-clock support to our employees on chemical identification and safety data sheets. Safety data sheets have 16 numerical categories that include identification of the substance or mixture, hazards identification, composition, ingredient information, first aid measures, firefighting measures, accidental release measures, handling and storage, exposure controls, personal protection, physical and chemical properties, stability and reactivity, toxicological information, ecological information, disposal considerations, transport information, regulatory information, and finally, other information including information on preparation and revision of SDS.
In review, you have the right to know the hazards of the chemicals you may come into contact with. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, made major changes to the Hazard Communication Standard to align with the globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of chemicals, GHS.
These changes include chemical classification, labels, safety data sheets. The 3 chemical classifications are health, physical, and environmental hazards. The 6 elements on labels are pictograms, signal words, either warning or danger, hazard statements, precautionary statements, including first aid, product identification, supplier or manufacturer identification. Material safety data sheets have been replaced with safety data sheets or SDSs, which contain 16 categories.
Safety is everyone's responsibility. The Office of Risk Management and Security Services is here to assist you in maintaining a safe and healthy work environment. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact us at 703-791-7206.